Okay. just like this.
Yep.
Hi, baby.
Just like that.
Oh, you're so light.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. It's Tonia from Vegan in Michigan, and with me is Brece Clark as the Humane Cowboy on Instagram and YouTube. And we're at Sasha Farm. Oh, this is Foghorn, by the way. And so one of the reasons why Brece and I wanted to get together is because we thought it would be a really good opportunity to do some education on these chickens that are around us. I'm afraid I'm going to use wrong terminology, like hens, chickens.
They're called broiler chickens. Yeah. So these are the industry birds. These are the ones that end up on people's plates as chicken nuggets and chicken wings.
And so these are not egg layers. These are just
specifically bred just for large meat production.
And so can you tell us a little bit about like where these specific chickens came from? Because I've kind of been following their journey since you guys got them last fall.
Yeah. So believe it or not, these large chickens, if you can see them down here, they're actually all around us. Foghorn is a normal sized chicken. The ones that we got from this rescue are now 6 times his size. But they came to us as little chicks. They only weighed probably less than a pound. They could fit in the palm of your hand, and they were specifically bought by this farmer to be raised as meat birds. And he wasn't really experienced. He let 1,000 of them die overnight because he didn't give them adequate heat supply. When they're little, they have to have warmth. I mean, if you think about it, when they're little babies, they're usually sitting underneath their mother, and their mother keeps them warm. But these
in a perfect world.
Yeah, these industry chicks, they don't get a mother. Most of them are kept inside drawers. So anyways, he didn't give them the adequate heat supply they needed and lost half of them. He had 2,000, 1,000 of them died overnight. So he started to hand them out to friends and family. He wanted to be done with it. He was, probably pretty devastated by the loss of them for whatever reason, who knows. But the ASPCA got involved. Dorothy and Monty Jackson, the founders of Sasha Farm, they heard about it, drove down to where they were in Pennsylvania, and brought back 128 fluffy little peeping chicks. They were the best. They climbed all over us when they got here. They were eating worms and pecking the ground. They had never seen so much space in their life, and they were so much fun. So now we are about 8 months later, and they're huge. Many of them are really struggling. We've lost some of them. They're not genetically bred to even be this age. They're not supposed to be this age. They're supposed to be killed at 8 weeks.
I was just about to ask that, like when their lives would have been ended had they been carried through like all the other billions, I would say, of chickens that are all over the world are usually killed as babies. Actually, most food animals are killed when they're babies.
Yeah.
So yeah, these chickens, and now they're having health problems because they're just so genetically modified over the years, right? That they're not meant to even make it to this age, unfortunately.
Yeah, years and years of genetically manipulating them, selectively breeding the biggest chicken to the biggest chicken, and now we have these birds that can't even make it to a full year before their bodies give out. We lost some of them as young as 2 months. They had heart attacks. They literally have heart disease as babies. So now it's about managing. We have a lot of them with bumblefoot. It's a condition of the pad of their foot where it becomes really sore and can become infected. And we took them to avian specialists in Toledo, and they said the best thing we can do is just try to give them low protein feed and bandage their feet when they get it. But even that, we haven't found a lot of success. We're still losing them. And it's heartbreaking.
Yeah, because really it's just about quality of life at this point, just trying to keep them as happy and comfortable as they can be right now.
Yeah.
But so the reason we're here is because we just wanted to kind of make people aware. We were talking about it earlier about like just making people aware of like I wish that was on camera. That was so cute. We just want to make people aware of like why these birds are so unnatural, like why they're so unhealthy, is because they're just not allowed to be themselves and like to live a healthy life is what we're saying, huh?
Yeah.
This is man's fault.
This is totally man's fault. This is greed. This is greed at its finest, because they could raise chickens the size of Foghorn and still, get their profits, but they've gotten so the animal's well-being has just totally been lost because money drives the world, and nobody really thinks about the animal that they're eating. And even if they're removed from these situations, they don't live healthy lives because of their breeding, because of man's greed. And so when we buy those products, we're essentially fueling and encouraging an industry to forget that these animals live and breathe and have personality and enjoy the sunshine just as much as we do. We're fueling that idea that animals are nothing. That animals are nothing but pounds on the dollar.
Not even worth consideration at all, you know. And I was actually at a vigil, chicken vigil, and the birds that I saw in the trucks going to slaughter did not look as beautiful and as healthy. They didn't even have feathers on their bodies. They were so, the ones that are in factory farms. So I can see such a difference. That's why I actually asked you when we got inside of this enclosure here. I was like, are those them? Because the chickens that I saw that were in the meat industry going to slaughter were so sick looking, and they were covered in feces, and they had broken bones, and they, like I said, they were filthy, and they had no feathers, and it was so gross. And that's the norm. So these beautiful birds here, even though they're not healthy, there's still so much, like their combs are standing up straight, and their feathers are gorgeous, and at least I can see that they've been given care here. They've been given consideration to like be able to live their lives. But the ones that I've seen before that are in the industry just are not in a good way. So these are, even though these are sad birds and not very healthy, they're at least a heck of a lot healthier and lovelier and luckier than the other ones that I've seen.
You do your best. We're making a video here. You do the best you can, right? We can't undo their genetics, but every day they get to peck the ground and experience sunshine and companionship, and hopefully at least feel the energy that people care about them, that people aren't looking to use them, they're not looking to abuse them. We're really just here to give them the best life that we can, and that's heartbreaking work. It's really been a struggle for all the volunteers and the staff here to watch them slowly lose mobility and wake up in the morning and find some of them have passed. It's so hard, but what are you gonna do?
And you were telling me, no, sorry, I'm going to ask this question to make it even harder, but bad question I'm going to ask. But you said when we first got in here that they have personalities, and that some of them are a little sassier than other ones, and some of them, you know, but they seem to be getting along great. You guys are all behaving very well.
Yes.
Good job.
They're on their best behavior today.
But they've all got like personalities, right? They've got, you know, like this little lover, oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, he just loves, he'll just cuddle in your arms all day.
She just whimpered, oh my gosh. He literally just whimpered on cue, good job. Oh my god.
But yeah, we've been doing that every day, is trying to find the ones that like each other, the ones that they don't like each other, and putting them in different spaces, because they do fight a lot if they, you know, find that he said something mean, or she didn't like the way his comb looked today. They fight a lot. It's hard to take so many, and we took as many as we thought we had the space for, and we've been making new enclosures as they've been getting bigger, because 128 chicks fit in here just fine, but now they're 30 times the size of what they were when they came. But yeah, it is managing personalities. I said in my recent blog post, we're managing personalities like a high school drama club.
Right. So what can we both, being activists, being people who see personalities in animals, what do we hope somebody watching this will do?
Well,
we both know the answer. We all know the answer to that question, but it's so easy to just make different choices.
Yeah, it's so
and
easy.
Not add to this.
I think it's important for us not to blame anybody. It's important for us not to point fingers and to shame or to make people feel guilty, but rather to inspire them to be compassionate, the compassion that's already in them. We all love our dogs and cats. We would never want to abuse them or selectively breed them for more growth. You know, we just want to see them happy. And if you look at little Foghorn here, who's just curling up in your arms and going to sleep because he feels love, they all feel love, just like the cats and dogs in our homes. And so it's not that you have to believe in some radical notion, it's just that you have to believe in what true unconditional love means. And that's never to abuse someone. I would never invite you into my house and be under your care, you know, providing your meals, giving you a roof over your head, and expect anything in return, because that's not what unconditional love is. And so when we buy these products that go against what our heart tells us, we're almost violating who we are as just good-natured people. We all just want to feel love and to feel comforted, as does Foghorn and the rest of these chicks.
And I always say too, like, I actually remember, I think I got this from James Aspie originally, where he was like, you know, you don't even have to like animals. Mm-hmm. Of course, you know, like, you can't help it when you're around them, but like, I grew up in the city. Like, I didn't really, my sister and I came here 9 months ago or something like that for the first time, and fell in love with it, with Sasha Farm. But you don't even have to like animals really to realize that they just have personalities, and that they're just deserving of just enough respect to be left alone and not be hurt. Mm-hmm. It's really simple, you know. I mean, you don't have to smuggle Foghorn if you don't want to. You don't have to like get in the dirt with a pig, you know. Yeah. You don't have to, but just enough to like respect. I don't like every person, but I also don't want harm to come to them. You know? Yeah. It's like, it's so simple. Yeah. So you can, you know, but ironically, we always say, everybody says that they love animals and that they're against animal cruelty, but like they're contributing to it, of course, every day. Yeah. So it's.
Dare to be different, right?
Yes.
Don't follow the status quo. Just because everyone around you is doing something doesn't make it right. And when you really listen to your heart, there's no way that you would want to bring harm to these beautiful beings. And it's as easy as going to the grocery store and you're really, you know, maybe you grew up eating chicken, you're craving it, you're like, oh, I just have that on my mind for dinner tonight. You can go to the store and buy a product that's cruelty-free, but tastes like chicken, and it's about the same price. You know, Gardein crispy tenders. I've fooled so many people telling them that was chicken nuggets, and they believed me, thought it was great. Were blown away to learn that wasn't meat.
Yeah.
And why not? Go to the store and buy Beyond Burgers. Go to the store and buy almond milk. It's never been easier to be vegan.
Do you know if you Google vegan recipe, there's 1.5 billion results that come up. Vegan recipe. So it's like, there's just no excuse nowadays, and this time of social media and you know, the internet, there's no excuse now. So Foghorn says, make a different choice.
Yeah, and support your local animal sanctuaries like Sasha Farm and so many others who take on these animals when other people can't and other people won't. We pull them from situations that are horrific, and it's not a cheap endeavor, and it requires volunteers. So if you have the opportunity to volunteer, we always need more help around here. Foghorn and all these other chicks every day get cleaned, they get sunbathed, they get treats from our produce team, and we just have volunteers come in and sit with them after their shift and just give them love. So don't forget to support your local sanctuary.
So Brece just got up and got this beautiful baby angel. And I wonder, like, is that, it's probably really clear, like, the size difference in these two, like, from how we're holding them.
Yeah. This guy probably weighs about 15 pounds. He's huge. You can see his enlarged breast muscle here and his enlarged leg muscles back here. It's really hard for him to get around. Their feet are pretty big, but even so, they often suffer from leg failure, which this guy's doing okay right now. He's got a really healthy comb, and trying to get him on a diet. They get a restricted feed every day, which seems to be helping some. But yeah, this is what those little chicks now look like.
One of the videos that I saw that really broke my heart, stuck with me, is not long after they got the chicks in, Brece and Monty both did a video showing the breasts and like how they were enlarged already, and they were so young, and it was so fake looking, you know, like how these little teeny chicks, but like the breasts were just pronounced from them, from again being genetically altered over the years. So that was sad because it was so obvious on video to see that. So beautiful.
Yeah, these are the animals that the industry doesn't care about. The industry doesn't expect them to live past 2 to 3 months old. So what happens to them afterwards is of no consequence to them. It's so mind-boggling to me that we've gotten so far away from these animals as animals and how we've turned them into products and commodities, when I mean, look at him. They both just enjoy sitting here. They feel the warmth of our body and can feel the good energy that flows through us, and they're enjoying it. They can be happy animals if you give them the opportunity to.
And I mean, we're looking into each other's eyes, you know? It's like there's an individual in here. Aw, sweet little babies. This is the most chicken time I've ever had in my life.
Wow.
Yeah. So, okay, well, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope we helped give a voice to some of these babies.
Yes, thank you guys for listening. If you're not already vegan, please just try. Just think about it. You know, watch some videos, have a conversation with a friend. I mean, what harm could come from it? You're gonna be healthy, you're gonna live happy, you're gonna feel more spiritually connected to the food that you eat, and to be aware, to not be a part of a system that oppresses and abuses other beings that are no different than our dogs and cats. You'll feel much better, we promise.
And that's the thing I think so many people experience too, where they know that there's something weird, that cognitive dissonance inside of them. Like, a lot of people feel that, but they're just afraid to take that step into maybe keeping these off their plates. But like, you can do it. You know, every single vegan has said before, I would never go vegan, I could never do that. We've all said it before. It's nothing original to say that. We've all said it, and you just simply have to make different choices. That's it. Just buy something else. That's all you have to do. So we'll see you, and thanks so much for watching. Bye. Baby,
You're doing so good.
you're not a chicken.
Having a good day today. It's tough being a chicken.